right, guys. David and I headed to the lake. We are gonna do a little fishing. However, on the drive, we ran into a little issue here. I mean, we got an emergency alert. I don't know what the heck is going on with it. So we're just gonna delete it and not worry about it. I mean, it may not have anything to do with what's going on out there. Yeah, we might get a little rain. It's the dust storm and the lightning. It's all worth it to catch a bass, right? Yeah. See what happens. Getting ready to launch. We got a little storm coming in. Got a dust storm and severe thunderstorm warning. But we're gonna see what happens here. It can't be all that bad. We got the boys back at it again. What's up, Doc? What up, dude? You ready to do this?
Hell yeah. It'll be a good day.
All right, man. So, today we came out. We've got a really big thunderstorm kicking in. I have a feeling we're gonna be able to fish for a little bit right before we get pummeled by the storm. So we're gonna try to catch some prior to this front hitting, which is probably our best chance of getting a big one. After the storm clears, it may get a little bit tougher. Obviously, in the middle of it, looks like there's some lightning and a dust storm coming. So if that happens, this is not the best lake to be putting on the trailer because it'll be pandemonium here at the ramp. So what we'll do is we'll probably find a canyon, get next to a wall, kind of hunker down, get away from the lightning, and then when it's done, we'll fish a little bit more, see if it's any good. If not, we'll go home. But we're gonna see what happens. You ready, dude?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Let's do this. Guys, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go fish some walls. I wanted to sit here offshore, but David first felt electricity in his rod, and then I felt it too, so not messing with that. We're gonna get out of here. I've blown up my hand once with electricity. I don't feel like doing it twice. Biggie? Nah, you got a real big one. Nah.
At least the monkey's off. Little chubster.
I don't know.
You got the GoPro. You good?
Dude, they just dog you.
Mm-hmm.
That guy.
Mm-hmm.
What other ideas? Whew. Well, all right, so we actually came over here because behind us the rain is coming. David first felt a little shock in his fingers from the static electricity, then I kind of felt it, and we were like, all right, we need to get by a wall, or at least our chances of getting struck by lightning are a lot less. So we got a fish there at least, but we're gonna keep going, probably stay protected for a little while as the storm comes in. All right, guys, so you see that way? At first I thought it was rain. It is not rain, that's dust. So we got a big dust storm coming. So we're gonna move up a little bit, fish one other spot. At least the static electricity stopped. We're not hearing any thunder anymore, so hopefully lightning's gone. We're just gonna get a little dirty and grimy. We'll be having to get the Q-tips out to get this stuff out of our ears, I'm sure, after we get home. But we're gonna go get in the dust and see if we can land a big one. So So, been kind of slow. Kind of almost expected. Anytime you get a lot of electricity in the air, you know, lightning around, the fish generally shut down. I mean, there's always exceptions to that, but just generally speaking, that's what happens. We're on a lake where you're generally not going to get a lot of bites either. So we decided to just kind of come up the river and check it out. So we're idling up now. We got a long ways to go. We're going to go up there, kind of work our way back and see what happens. Just a couple little raindrops. We got through most of the dust storm, so we're going to give it a shot.
But there's no current. Of course, you come up last time the current's blowing so strong.
Blowing.
Imagine this time.
And no fish.
None.
Yeah.
None yet.
None yet.
There's no current. It's hard to catch them, I think.
Oh, get him. Little.
Ain't fighting. It's actually not a bad fish, but it's not fighting. You're right in the way, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I woke up. Yeah, he woke up a little bit now. He's just... Okay, you ready? Nope. Swimming in current all day, they get kind of strong, you know?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
You just like dogging me. He barely even fought when he bit. No. So I normally don't take this long, but light line, guys, 6-pound test. I don't feel like losing them. And right where he's supposed to be hooked, in the crushers. So, a little fat one. Kind of looking, I mean, the bottom of his tail looks pretty good. A little tore up. The water's cooler up here. It's like 70 degrees. So, you know, I've caught spawning fish up here as late as mid-June. I mean, I'm not saying this is a spawning fish by any means, but, you know, he's obviously fed up since the spawn. Kind of cool. So we got up here, we pulled up in the river. I just caught that fish. It's been raining on and off. It kind of starts, it stops a little bit. A lot of static electricity in the air. It's kind of funny. David was standing next to me and his reel is clicking, and I'm like, he's like, why is it clicking? It's not moving. I touched it and got shocked and was like, okay, that's that. So every time we started lifting up the rods, you'd hear that tick, 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 and we were touching each other and shocking each other. But I know it's a little bit crazy, but keeping the rod tips low because there is a lot of static electricity in the air and we don't feel like getting hit by lightning. The good news is there really isn't any lightning happening.
Whoa, hear that? Did you really get shocked by it?
Yes. We pulled up in here, we're in a little eddy in the river. There's not a ton of current, but there is some. That fish I just caught, I caught on a drop shot. I didn't even know it was a fish at first, if I'm being honest. And I mean, I use sensitive rods. It just felt like I had a big mush, a bunch of toolies, and I was coming through mush. Next thing you know, I'm like, wait, no, that's a fish. It just was strong and dogging me. Healthy fish. You know, usually when you get up in the river, they're swimming in the currents, they can be stronger. But it was fun to catch. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna come around the corner. We'll fish this eddy for just another second and then get in the current, maybe try throwing some cranks or something. We'll see what happens and go from there.
Watch out.
This may be a little bit better one. Get a look at them. A little bit better.
Shot bass.
So this one is most definitely a post-spawn fish, right? So they spawn later up here, but look how beat up he is. He's got fins tore up. You got the tail fin absolutely torn up. So that's the kind of stuff that you'll see sometimes up in the river where they spawn a lot later. So this fish is done spawning, but tail tore up. But they're still around, man. Just getting in the eddies, probably resting up, waiting for some shad to come by, some bluegills. Still haven't picked up the crankbait yet. We're gonna do that in a minute. But just throwing a drop shot on a really light line. The water up here is actually clearer than I thought it was gonna be. It's way clearer. And you know, I think they're kind of lethargic. Anytime you get that electricity in the air, the lightning, that happens. So we're gonna keep going, but I'm gonna try to force feed them a crankbait anyways. Up front.
Yeah, buddy.
I kept seeing that one up there, man. It's right where I saw him.
These fish are strong up here, man.
They are.
Okay. Little chunker.
What'd you catch that one on, dude?
Hand pour, dude. Freaking power bait.
One of the Berkley drop shot worms?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Hooked him good.
Yeah, he wasn't coming out.
Look at the belly, man.
Mm-hmm. Doo-doo.
Lost him. That was a pretty good one, too. Wow. So, guys, rain came back in, decided to pick up the crankbait, and just picked up this Berkley Dredger in HD bluegill color. It's a really awesome color. Seen a lot of bluegills moving around, so figure we give it a try. And had that one. Is probably, maybe could have been close to 4 pounds, but I lost them, obviously. So we'll keep going. I only maybe made about 4 or 5 casts with it.
Hundo. That's easy. Oh, nice, dude.
Oh, one hook in him too. Guys, I'm gonna try to land him on the front deck, which is not gonna be easy. I'd normally take him to the back, but I want you to see it. So if I lose him, don't blame me. I'm gonna try to get a second hook in him if I can, but I can't seem to. He's actually not. Oh no, he's got one hook in him. Chill, bud. Got him. One little hook is all we got. Just barely in there too. I mean, well. So, another fish on the dredger. HD bluegill. Nice bass. They're biting at least.
There's 2 rules in my boat.
Here we go.
2 rules.
You're always right.
Exactly. That's it. You at least you know rule number 1.
got that rule.
Rule number 1, I'm always right. Always right. Do you know rule number 2?
You're always right again?
Close.
Okay.
But basically, rule number 1 is I'm always right.
Rule number 2, if I'm ever wrong,
You're still right.
you refer back to rule number 1.
Fair enough.
No.
Of course. They ain't here.
Of course they're not here.
That is fucking hilarious, dude.
Okay, he's hooked all kind of ways. Holy cow.
Three bites.
All right, so one more, but I want to point something out. So, and I'll let him go real quick, but same bait, right? Dredger, but the current was coming from there, coming this way. So we were headed in that direction, right? The current flipped around. So on this lake, they can actually back pump water. So the water started flowing the other way, upstream, where they pump it up into the other lake to generate electricity. But the important thing to note is that you always want your boat pointed in the current, because that's the direction bass are looking. That's the direction that food is coming from. So if you're going with the current and you're trying to bring your bait the other direction, you're bringing up the bait behind the bass, up its tail. All you do is spook it. So it's a good tip, if you're fishing in current, put your boat into the current and cast upstream. So on this lake, it's interesting, it can change just because of how they run the dam, but kind of a cool tip. Hope it helps. No fish here.
Oh, really? Almost 320.
Oh gosh. Big one. Oh gosh. Oh, he's peeling drag too. So with the current running, they may end up stacking up here. Holy cow, dude, that's a good one. No. I want to jump again. He's hooked pretty good, luckily. So again, I'm gonna try to land him up front here, so you all can see it, but I don't want to land it in the back. So I'm gonna have to plan out, because he's got a face full of hooks. He's hooked good. I don't think he's gonna come off. I don't know, I'm gonna get my hand in his mouth though. Holy cow. Might have to do a Mexican style. Like they do it in Mexico. Holy cow. All right. So, another fish on that dredger. Pretty cool. So we were just talking about leaving, of course, and the current kicked up. But kind of pulled out on that point and got that one. I mean, that's a good, heck man, that fish got to be close to 7. What do you think, Doc?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's 6 and change 7 for sure.
So, kind of cool. I might circle back around and hit that spot again, because when you get 2 like that in a row, there's probably more of them there. Kind of cool. We'll let them go.